It's consistently ranked as one of the best mining jurisdictions on the continent of Africa and really in the world. It's politically stable. It has major pro-mining policies. They're very transparent, and also it's completely underexplored.
Welcome back inside our proactive newsroom. And joining me now is Adam Berk. He is the CEO of One Bullion. And Adam, it's good to see you. How are you?
Good to see you too, Steve. I'm great.
Good. Excited to learn a bit more about what's going on as far as the company is concerned. And I know you've got a number of projects, and we'll talk about those in just a second. But for those not familiar, give me a little background on One Bullion.
Sure. So One Bullion was started about 6.5 years ago as a private co. We just completed our RTO about 3.5 months ago. We are the largest gold mining and exploration company on the continent of Africa with over 5,000 square kilometers of space with three projects, Vumba, Maitengwe, and Krypan, which are all projects that we'll talk about here in a little bit.
Yeah, Adam, was this just a natural progression to finally go public?
It was. It was started by a few guys that really were experts in this space. I was brought in about 2 years ago to get the company ready for RTO. So found the vehicle, arm's length transaction, went through the PCAOB audits, brought in our auditor, Davidson, brought in a new CFO and a whole accounting team, and also upgraded the board as well with some independence.
Okay, before we get to projects, let's talk about jurisdiction because obviously there's a tremendous amount of mining that goes on in that particular area. It's a good place you find for working conditions.
Absolutely. I think it's one of the actually the three things that differentiates us is our
Right.
jurisdiction. It's consistently ranked as one of the best mining jurisdictions on the continent of Africa and really in the world. It's politically stable. It has major pro-mining policies. They're very transparent, and also it's completely underexplored.
Yeah, let's talk about projects now. You mentioned you have three of them, and two of them are really getting the most attention right at the beginning, right? Let's talk about each of them. First off, about Vumba.
Sure. So really each project plays a different role inside our portfolio. So first we have Vumba. It's the most advanced in our entire scope. Really is our I would say our flagship today. It's on the same greenstone belt as the Zimbabwe blanket mine, where they've hit a few million ounces already. What's interesting about our project is it has artisanal mines already on property, about 15 of them. There's a lot of legacy drilling as well. And also our team has put millions of dollars into the ground there also. I think there's about 111 drill holes or so on the property. Also going forward, that's where we've initially signed our contract with Excalibur, which is going to fly out geophysics, which is going to happen within the next 60 days. They'll start with Vumba, and then we'll move to Maitengwe thereafter.
Yeah. So tell me a bit about the work. Are you looking at a lot of work going on this year, especially like a big work plan?
Absolutely. So, like I said, first we'll have Excalibur fly the geophysics over
Yeah.
Vumba, completely map out the entire space. We'll then overlay that with our CAD files with all the artisanal mines and the legacy drilling, and then we'll pick our holes and where exactly we're going to drill going forward. So, absolutely, towards the back half of the summer, we'll be drilling in Vumba. Over $1 million drill program. Our goal is to put into place there. But start with the first one. We'll be very strategic as we go forward, and then we'll pick up Maitengwe later on in Q3.
And so is it a similar vein in work that's going on there, or is it at a stage now where it's a little more beginning work?
So Maitengwe is definitely going to be beginning work, but
Yeah.
Vumba is going to be later stage because of all the legacy work that's already been done there, the millions of dollars that already been drilled there. But once again, it's on another great greenstone belt, and that's what's unique about our three projects is they're all on three separate greenstone belts.
Yeah, and Kraaipan, from what I was reading about that when I was researching the project, was there's a number of gold targets that have been sort of identified, and really now needs the sort of the modern day work that has to happen.
Absolutely. There's 48 targets that we've already gone through. The legacy team did the IP survey there. That's definitely our blue sky project. We'll fly geophysics the back half of 26, looking at the end of Q4, and then hopefully we'll be able to drill there in the beginning of 27, probably at the end of that first quarter that has not had geophysics flown by Excalibur yet. So that will be the last piece of the puzzle here for Krypan. Once again, mapping that and then drilling that as well. Sits on an unbelievable greenstone belt, which is exactly goes into South Africa where Harmony Gold, their mine sits on the same belt as ours.
Yeah, Adam, usually when I say it's going to be a big year in 2026 for a company, it's because they've had years and years of working behind them. But you're such a new entity but 2026 is going to be a big year. It sounds like you're really hitting the ground running.
Yeah, 2026 has already been a big year, I would say,
Yeah.
right? So we've already completed the RTO. We did over a $5 million capital raise, as part of the RTO. We signed the contract with Excalibur. We're going to fly the geophysics. We've brought a lot of buying already into the stock. We've turned over 40% of the stock already into new long-term shareholders. We brought in some new institutional capital, some new institutional shareholders. Also, I've been buying in the open market, which has been really exciting and great to see. And everyone's excited about the future of One Bullion.
It sounds like it. Well, I appreciate your time. Thanks very much for giving us an update on where you're at. And we look forward to following what is going to be a very busy 2026.
Thanks so much, Steve.
All right, there's Adam Berk, the CEO of One Bullion.